Okay, everyone. So I know that was a short turnaround between sessions, but we want to stay on track. So I'm going to go ahead with introductions for our next set of speakers. Mariana Saba and John K. Schneider from Loyola University, Chicago. Mariana is an instructional designer for Loyola University's Stritch School of Medicine, Parkinson's School, and Nursing School in Chicago. She specializes in creating innovative learner-centered training programs and e-learning solutions that drive memorable outcomes. With a master's degree in instructional design and technology and an online teaching certificate, and as a certified AWS instructor, Mariana brings expertise in curriculum development, LMS administration, multimedia integration, and tools like Articulate, Storyline, Captivate, and Camtasia. John K. Snyder is an educational technologist in Loyola University, Chicago since 2014, where he's dedicated to providing learning technology and media support for faculty and staff on the health sciences campus. He holds an MFA in film directing from Columbia College in Chicago, which enhances his ability to integrate creative media into educational contexts. Prior to joining Loyola, John offered learning management system support for McGraw-Hill and higher education, assisting multiple major universities. So I'm going to turn it over now to Mariana and John for their presentation. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wilma. And hello, everyone. And thank you for joining our session, Optimizing Course Design and Lesson Planning. So we are going to explore how you can use strategic template implementation to streamline your course creation, enhance students' engagement, and improve learning outcome across different disciplines. So in the beginning, we're going to start with why basically you should think about creating an actual template for your course, departments. So designing a course basically from scratch every term is time consuming, and inconsistency can affect students' navigation and learning flow. Creating Sakai templates allows you to maintain consistent structure across your department or program, reduce repetitive work each semester, and build intuitive, student-friendly modules aligned with your course objectives. So when we talk about different course templates that you can design, and basically is going to work with the departments and the goals and the objectives that the departments will share with you. It's very important to have all the courses designed for this specific program. It has a consistent course design, consistent layout, so the students, they know how to navigate the actual course and be more productive. It's a Sakai template is essentially a pre-designed course or lesson layout that you can copy and customize for your specific course. It can include weekly module structure, embedded rubrics, preset discussion forums, integrated multimedia, and built-in accessibility elements. And we will share with you, me and my colleague John, a couple of course templates that we share with our health science, basically at the health science campus for Parkinson's School, for School of Nursing, and for School of Medicine, and how we can also implement some of pre-designed or pre-created videos within each semester, for each of these courses at the end of this presentation. So as I mentioned, so templates aren't just a layout. It's not just about making your work. It's much easier. It helps students engage more effectively because a consistent structure reduces cognitive load. Students know where to find materials each week. Templates also allows you to include interactive elements easily, like videos, quizzes, and Padlet boards. So this is very important when you think about creating our own templates for each of for each school. We're thinking about what type of materials or elements each school needs. And this is how basically we're going through designing the templates, make sure each of the templates or the sections or the layout for each of the school aligned with the school goal and the school objectives. And once we get the actual content or materials, we start like building these elements within each of the modules. Also, it's very important when we talk about course templates, it's very important for new instructors, those new Sakai users. It's good like to have pre-designed templates that we can share with them with some type of updated like content each semester, so they can start and they feel like more familiar with the actual content and Sakai, how to navigate. So they can, and of course they will be able to update the content to uh, basically like to their needs. But this is very important, and we felt like at Loyola it's very helpful to create these master templates for each of the schools, and we can share these templates with current or new faculty at the beginning of each semester for course consistency and to make sure our students are also have a standard course for their standard like course design for like in their program. So I will hand it right now to my colleague John.
Thanks, Mariana. Thanks, Wilma, and thanks for everyone attending here today. So appreciate you coming here to listen. We wanted to talk about some of the advantages of pre-built and custom course templates. Next slide, Mariana. Thanks. One of the biggest perks of using a course template is you're going to be saving a ton of time. So instead of building things from the ground up, which could be, complicated and time consuming, the templates kind of give you a ready-made structure. So you can kind of jump right in and start adding your content, fine-tuning, the activities without having to worry about, kind of the nuts and bolts of setup and layout. And consistency, it makes life easier for everyone. From the student side, when there's multiple courses using a similar layout, students know exactly how to find things like the syllabus, assignments, discussions, grades, etc. There's no more digging around or guessing where stuff is in the course. So it creates a smooth and predictable experience, so they can stay focused on the learning. On the instructor side, templates help keep things consistent across sections and instructors, especially in programs where you'll have multiple people teaching in the same course. It kind of sets a shared standard, and it ensures essential tools and structures are already in place. Built-in they're designed with teaching best practices in mind. So you're going to have clearly stated learning objectives, logical content flow, features that help you stay present and engage with your students. So, and plus there's just, overall there's just less tech stress. So if you're not comfortable with all the ins and outs of Sakai, templates make a great way to get started without feeling overwhelmed. They guide you towards the most useful tools and setups. So you don't have to be a tech expert, to build a solid course. Next slide, please, Mariana. So, in terms of the maintenance side of things, it is easier to manage and update. So, when you use a consistent template, it just doesn't save time at the start. It makes ongoing course maintenance way simpler. So whether you're copying content from one semester to the next, or updating multiple sections of the same course, or troubleshooting an issue, if you have a predictable structure, it takes out a lot of the guesswork in putting courses together. In terms of the accessibility compliance, many templates, especially those provided by your institution or LMS, are already designed with accessibility in mind. So, this means that they're more likely to meet important standards like the WCAG, helping ensure that your coursework is works well for all students, including those with disabilities. Um, and the best part is you don't have to be an accessibility expert to get it right. Um, so as a flexible starting point, templates, they'll give you a strong foundation, but it's not a one size fits all solution. So you can easily tailor them to, fit your specific course. You can add or remove tools, or rearrange content, or, tweak the layout to kind of match your teaching style and goals. It's a lot easier, and I think more importantly, less stressful to customize something that's already halfway built than, to start with a blank page. So next slide, please, Mariana. So, so when you're creating and saving your own course templates, if you're planning to use templates in your teaching, or even better, create your own, here's how to get the most out of them laid out here. So you want to start by thinking about course level learning objectives. So a great template isn't just about the layout. It helps you stay focused on what you want students to learn. That's the most important thing. I mean, one helpful approach is to include a section in each module specifically for module learning objectives. That way everything that follows your content, your activities, your assessments can be directly tied back to these goals. It's also a good idea to build a logical flow for each module, something like, an introduction, content, activity, and assessment. This kind of structure makes a course easier for students to follow and reduces the time that you spend organizing every time you build a new module. Another benefit to this is consistency. So, when you or your department use templates across similar courses, it kind of creates a smoother, more predictable experience for students. They'll know where to find things, and spend less time answering, the where is that, question in the course. Finally, don't forget to bake in opportunities for active learning. So you can include placeholders for, things like the discussions, quizzes, group projects, and peer reviews. So, adding these things into the template, reminds you to include engaging activities from the start instead of just, tacking them on later. So once you've got a structure that works well, save it as a reusable template. So, I mean, it'll save you time down the road and help you and your colleagues alike keep courses aligned, accessible, and effective. So, all right. So, Mariana, we want to kind of just jump in. We have some different templates. Mariana has built these, and I added some multimedia content to some of these. So we're going to take a look at these right now.
Yes, so thank you, John. So before we start basically reviewing these basically course templates that we share with our faculty, I want you to take like a moment and think about like a course that you are teaching or you're planning to teach, and think about what type of elements or what type of content that you are using and like every semester, or you're planning or to use it. It's not like about every semester you are redesigning or rebuilding a whole new course. So take a moment and think about it, and let's while I am sharing the hey, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, so basically, this is one of the templates that we share with our School of Nursing. This is template, we call it like template one. And of course, like we have 3 templates for the School of Nursing, and it depends on the content that the school is looking for, that or the materials, but it all has the same basically structures, which is has like the course goals, like when we go like to the overview, getting started, the course objectives, course outcomes, the instructor like information, and how basically students can reach out to the instructor, and if there is any related information related to technology, student support that we can add here. So this is basically the template that we can share with faculty, and this is we can just update the actual content. And of course, this is the syllabi that we break into an actual sections. So the students, if they are looking for to get any type of information related to their course, they can just click on the actual topic, and basically they will have a list of, for example, course outcome or evaluation method. Everything is set. And again, everything, it can be updated, depends on the instructor of course needs. And of course we like all the time, like we think about the course structure, it should be aligned with the course outline, and how the instructor, if it's the course run for 8 weeks or 15 or 13, we make sure we design an actual 15-week modules where students can access each module each week and go over all the materials that they are looking for. Our modules start with an actual topic, what's going to be covered, what the student is going to expect, and of course the week, the start and end date. And again, it depends if they want, the instructor wants to hide all the modules, or if they wanted to make it visible to students. We start with the introduction section. If there is any synchronous meeting, we make sure we have also the information for the students available here. What the students expect, if there is an actual reading section, videos as well. We embed any videos also for the students. And this is like very helpful, and the students are in favor with this basically section, which is weekly activities. So we don't want our students to keep navigating to the assignments or the discussion tool or quizzes. So everything that they need for this specific week, everything is going to be aligned with this module. A link for an assignment, for discussion, for quizzes, for any type of assessment activities that they are in need for this week is going to be all aligned and all designed within this module. And of course, the weekly checklist, just to make sure the students are aware what they are going to expect, what they need to cover during this week. We usually encourage faculty also to provide us with a weekly checklist where we can design it. And again, this is a template, like right now, this is, we can create more, of course, weeks, as you all know, but this is one of the templates that we share with our faculty. The second template, which is basically the overview, the syllabi, the getting started, these are all, of course, the same, but we change a little bit the weekly layout. So the weekly layout for this module, and again, it depends like how things is going to be covered within an actual section, and it depends on the content. But all these templates, they share the same, I want to say goal, because they all, the students, what they need to do is just go to week 1, and whatever they need, it's going to be there for them. So they didn't need to navigate to other tools to complete and like master the objectives or the goals for this week. Same thing for introduction. And of course, weekly readings, weekly videos, same thing. And this is the good thing with Sakai. Basically, they just provide you with different layout where you can be creative. And of course, it depends on your department and needs for each of the courses. This is template 3. Same thing, DZ3, the overview syllabi getting started. We encourage to have it all the same. And this is basically a collapse section where the students, they can have an information, introduction, weekly reading, for example, weekly videos, same thing. And it's a collapse section. And again, it depends on the actual content that the instructor needs to provide to the students. If there is like a lot of information and a lot of content, we don't want the students to keep scrolling up and down. So we go with a collapse section where the students can just click on it and they will be able, for example, to go over what's required for this week instead of just scrolling up and down to be able to cover all the recommended activities for this week. The next thing, and I will leave this to my colleague John because he did like a great like creating these videos. It's one of the courses that we create for the School of Nursing, and it has a lot of videos and productive quizzes aligned with each of the videos. So
Yeah. So thanks, Mariana. So this was a module. I think this was for a community health course, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. So this was made, oh, I don't know, it's maybe like 5 years ago, I think. So it was a little while ago, but they put in some, they wanted to build these like small learning modules that had quizzes, and and they also had kind of these little mini, um, chunked videos that they wanted to make. So we created some videos using a program called Beyond. It's kind of it's an animation program that we purchase a license for here on our team. And you're able to create small animated videos with characters and things and some voiceover. Now, I suppose we can probably play one of these videos just so you get an idea. And if you could.
Spiritual, physical, vocational. According to the International Council on Active Aging, wellness is derived from our ability to understand, accept, and act upon our capacity to lead a purpose-filled and engaged life. In doing so, we can embrace our potential to pursue and optimize life's possibilities. Healthy aging and wellness go beyond physical health. As
So again, I mean, the voice quality, I mean, this is 5 years ago, so AI voices have, come leaps and bounds since we made these. And at some point, we'll probably maybe try to update these as well, update the content. But basically, we worked with the faculty to kind of discuss the idea and then work with them to kind of just develop a basic script, what they wanted to say, and then an accompanying visual. One of the key things when making these types of videos is just to make sure that, the imagery that you select is a little more abstract and not so much, picture pointing, and, also try to be careful with voiceover as well, as you don't want, the character in the frame to dominate the entire video. You want to see if you can back out the animated character and let the content speak for itself. So, It's just kind of one of the, basic rules of voiceover, like in filmmaking and video making and these types of videos as well. Um, but there was these modules were fun to put together, and the students in the class were reacted really well, and they got a lot of positive feedback for this. So they really enjoyed this type of engaging, um, chunked content to look at things here. So again, very structured, all very similar and put together. The learning resources and linked to the discussion questions, et cetera, et cetera. So these are really greeted really well. So we like to do this kind of work, to keep the students engaged. So
Okay, and the last template that we want to share with you, which is basically it's about an orientation that an actual Sakai site that we created for our new like students, which will cover like all the information that they need to be familiar with the actual learning management system or any other tools that they will be using. And this is basically orientation. It's for the medical students that we created every year. And of course, we updated the actual materials for them. For example, like when we go like to Sakai, there is a video that we shared with the students through this. Basically, we enrolled the students in this site and we share with them all these information where they can navigate through the site and check all of these tools. And there is videos, there is like Microsoft 365, Outlook, all these information that they are looking basically to know before the start of the school year. We make sure to have it available through this site where we give them an access to it through the orientation day. So this is all what we have. I don't know if you have any questions or if there is anything that you would like to share with us regarding your experience, like creating a course template or for your department. So any questions or anything you would like to share?
I do see a question from Sebastian in the chat. He asks, where do you put images referenced in the templates, and will they be accessible when the template is copied? They sometimes run into that issue when they create a template and people put images and resources, and then it's copied and the audience doesn't have permission to access it. So it sounds like they were hard linking to some resources. So have you run into that, and how have you gotten around that issue?
well, I can speak to that a little bit. So, I mean, typically when putting a course together, and I've done this myself, is that if there are images or if there are images on any of the lesson pages, typically, in resources, we kind of try and structure things so that if you have module one, module two, module three, that the corresponding images can go in that particular content folder, or you just have a folder within resources that has just your module images, and then those link out to the page. So I think and I've had no problems with images not coming over. But I mean, again, good structure on the back end in the resources area is key to ensuring that these things, all port over effectively. So I hope that answers your question, Sebastian.
All right, awesome. And then
We
Dave
have
asks how your templates are distributed.
So basically, at the beginning of each semester, like before, we give like ourselves like a minimum of 3 weeks. Like we send basically an email providing our support, and if they need like the any faculty, if they are looking for like new course building or new course design, and we offer them basically our services. And one of the services, which is provide them with an actual template where they can start. Um, uh, like building their courses, and of course they can also like open an actual ticket with our team, and some like one of our team will take care of it and basically meet with them virtually in person, and we can go through course template, course design, and understand what they are looking for so we can help them to the maximum of our abilities. But usually, like we send the reminders, we send emails, newsletter. In the newsletter, we provide also our services as well.
And Dave also asks a follow-up, can't a course site be set as a selectable template in the worksite setup menu? And yes, that is true. You can designate sites as templates on the system. So that's another option if you choose to make it more self-service. All right. Well, I think we are out of time, but that was an excellent presentation. Thank you so much for sharing those templates. They're really beautiful templates. So I'm sure there's a lot of envious folks saying we need to do something like that. And thanks, Tim. I see you shared a copy of the newsletter in the chat there. So that's a great example of some of the communications with faculty to let them know about these great resources that they have at the institution. So thanks again to both of you.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate your presentation.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
everyone.
Thanks.
All right, so we are on a short break. We have half an hour for lunch. We'll come back at 12:45 for trivia. So if you want to compete for fun and prizes for Sakai Trivia, that starts at 12:45. Until then, I'm going to go on mute and you have some free time. You can also use the Zoom chat to chat with other folks that are still in the room if you choose. If you had any follow-up questions for any of our presenters this morning that you'd like to ask, if they're online, hopefully they can get back with you. So I will see everyone again in about half an hour at 12:45 for trivia.